news that's short, sharp and shrewd.
Are you talking about the podcast or me?
Both.
Backhanded compliment.
This is Up Late with Ben Harvey.
Big drug operation brought down by police.
I have covered a lot of drug busts over the years, and this is the most bizarre. It's like the plot of a Guy Ritchie movie.
A minute ago, this was the safest job in the world. Now it's turning into a bad day in Bosnia.
In 2019, two men sail a luxury yacht loaded with $1 billion worth of drugs all the way to Western Australia from Madagascar.
I like to move it.
Graham Palmer and Antoine DeCenter run aground on an island off the coast of Geraldton, transfer the dope from their yacht, which is called Zero, to the tender and head to another island. On the way, they message the mastermind behind the operation to let him know what's happened. Now let's just pause there for a sec. When you think of a drugs kingpin, you probably think of a person that looks like this. Or this.
Then we get the power, then you get the woman.
Or maybe this.
Say my name.
You don't think of this guy. That's British man John Alexander Roy, one of the world's most notorious drugs importers, and he looks like Mr. Bean.
He looks like my high school economics teacher.
Bueller.
Old mate John rings three men who are on a luxury Bayliner speedboat waiting to take the drugs to shore. It's all very Miami Vice. The problem is, those guys have also run aground.
So professional.
Well, that's nothing. The three blokes on the speedboat, Jason Lassiter, Scott Felix Jones and Angus Bruce Jackson, get helped off the reef by some Geraldton locals. Instead of giving the locals the traditional carton of beer as a thank you, they shortchange them with a six-pack.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
They're on a $100,000 boat about to take possession of $1 billion worth of drugs, and the best thanks they can come up with is half a dozen bush chooks.
That'd piss off the locals.
It did, and they started talking about it, and that led to the Zero being found, and that led to a massive police air and sea search to find out what happened to the crew. Palmer and DeCenter are on Burton Island, and they're trying to wave everyone away, saying we are not in trouble and we don't need any help.
Just doing me.
Because the help might find the 40 duffel bags containing 380 kilos of cocaine, 344 kilos of MDMA and 171 kilograms of methamphetamine.
There's a lot of drugs.
The three guys on the speedboat, who were presumably surviving on the 18 beers they didn't give the locals who helped them, were seen cruising around the grounded Zero. They were later found on the side of the road near Jurien Bay, and when the cops ask them what they're doing there, they say, we've never seen each other before and we're just independently out having a few beers and enjoying a spot of fishing.
Camping, fishing, it's BCF and fun.
When the cops go through the various devices found on board the yacht, they not only find the route they've taken, but also 4 minutes of video that could be the worst butt dial in telecommunications history.
The DNA revealed that it was a butt dial.
It turns out that sometime during the journey from Madagascar, Palmer uses his phone to record footage of whales that are coming close to the boat. He puts the phone back into his pocket, but it's still recording when he and DeCenter discuss how they're both a little shocked at the volume of drugs they're ferrying.
We're rich!
Where's the trial at?
The speedboat six-pack crew were convicted back in March. Palmer changed his plea to guilty as soon as that very incriminating 4 minutes was played to the jury, and DeCenter, who's a Frenchman, did the same on Tuesday after realising it's hard to claim you don't know anything about a $1 billion drug importation syndicate when you've been filmed talking about which of the $1 billion worth of drugs can be found in what duffel bag.
I am not a clumsy, Clouseau-esque waiter. I will...
Sentencing is happening in the next few days.
What about Mr. Bean?
He's doing 10 years in jail in Jersey for other drugs offences.
$1 billion is a lot of money.
Chump change for some. Elon Musk has just bought Twitter for 61 billion Australian dollars. He did it because he's mad for free speech, which he says is the bedrock of a functioning democracy, and Twitter is the digital town square where matters vital to the future of humanity are debated. Musk is a do as I say, not as I do kind of guy. He doesn't like free speech, for example, when it's served in the form of a question when Tesla reports disappointing earnings, as happened in 2018.
It's really incredibly irresponsible of any journalist with integrity to write an article that would lead people to believe that Tesla autonomy is less safe.
And he doesn't like free speech if you quit working for Tesla, because if you do, you often need to sign a form promising to agree not to disparage Tesla, the company's products, or the company's officers, directors, employees, shareholders and agents, affiliates and subsidiaries in any manner likely to be harmful to them or their business, business reputation, or personal reputation.
You're a journo, you must like free speech.
Free speech is great because it means I can call the world's richest man a hypocritical wanker.
Not cool. Next.
And I think Twitter is a great digital town square for free speech, whatever that is, when it comes to toppling dictators like in the Arab Spring. It's not so much when it's used to appeal to people like this dude.
Glad to see you guys.
Donald Trump, who was banned after using the platform to rev up Bison Man and his fellow Capitol rioters, says he ain't going to return and will be using his own social media platforms.
See, nobody cares.
The WA government is busy tweeting.
Mark McGowan has managed the pandemic so well, he can pinpoint the exact moment it ends.
12:01 a.m, Friday the 29th of April. That's this Friday. WA will be easing our public health measures again. Back to what we call baseline settings.
You will notice it wasn't Mark McGowan making the announcement, it was Amber Jade Sanderson, because Mark was unavailable, because he's got COVID. Mark McGowan goes for more than 2 years copping shit from everyone about his hard border policy and travel restrictions and the crush and kill policy, and just when he can finally say, "I told you so," he gets the virus and has to hand the microphone to his health minister.
Because Western Australians worked together, did the right thing and looked out for each other, and because of the efforts of our dedicated and highly skilled health workforce, WA has secured the soft landing that we all wanted.
Who could barely contain her giddy excitement at finally being able to declare the end of the worst of COVID-19.
And now we take the next important steps forward.
Maybe Amber could help China.
They need it. Beijing's completely losing control of the virus over there, which is a bad thing, but it might take their eyes off their expansion plans on Australia's doorstep. Beijing's move to sign a security pact with the Solomon Islands is becoming a hot election issue. Labor thinks it's got Morrison on the ropes at the moment because he failed to stop the agreement being inked. He sent a junior politician to run interference rather than Foreign Minister Maurice Payne, even though he described China's links with Russia as an arc of autocracy.
That sounds familiar.
Constitute an axis of evil, arming to threaten the peace of the world.
Morrison is drawing fire for refusing to say what will happen if China crosses the red line of building a military base in the Solomons, because it's pretty obvious that the answer is absolutely nothing. Now the Libs are turning it back on the ALP, saying Albanese's alternative strategy is a joke. Labor's plan to increase Canberra's engagement with Pacific nations includes the dissemination of Australian media, principally the ABC.
Hi, I'm Paul Barrett. Welcome to Media Bites. And have I got a plan for you?
Which means we are going to deter the influence of communist China with the only organisation in the world that's more left-wing than the CCP. And we're sending Bluey to the front line against this.
Oh!
I'm Ben Harvey. If you'd like to watch Up Late with me, Ben Harvey, search for The West Australian on YouTube.